Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to touch on mental health and in particular like low mood and kind of depressed feelings, anxiousness, anxiety, all that kind of stuff. Now before we get into it, I do want to inform you that I'm no mental health professional. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a doctor, nothing like that, not a psychiatrist. So I want you to understand that this is coming from a place not of official information, but I've done my research, this is what I've found, and this is also what I've tried and what's worked for me. All three things that I'm going to mention and talk about today are things that I've personally tried and have personally helped me. I've never been someone that's been clinically diagnosed with any mental health problems, any mental health disorders, anything like that. So I can't say that it's going to help someone that has those diagnoses, but this is coming from a place of someone who, has felt low mood, who has felt feelings of depression, that kind of stuff. So I'm talking to the wide majority of people out there feeling these kind of things. And I'm just going to say, look, I'm going to tell you what worked for me. I hope it works for you. Like always, if it helps just one person, I'm happy with that. So first, to get into it, this may seem cliche, but trust me when I say exercise of any form is going to do you wonders in terms of your mental health, right? Any kind of exercise that you can do will boost your mental health significantly and make you feel like the rest of the day or the next day is so much better. Now, to put it in perspective, I've been someone that exercise has been a part of my life forever, for as long as I know, whether it's sport, going to the gym, whatever it may be, just going outside, that's a big part of my life. It always has been a big part of my life. When I was getting kind of older into high school and leaving high school where I've had less time to be able to put time into, exercising every day, I noticed that was when I started to see a bit of drop off in terms of how my mental health was and, feeling a bit sad. It also very much didn't help during CV. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, but CV around 2020. Bro, I don't know about you, but during that time, the not being able to go outside and do stuff, it really impacted my mental health. And I do truly think that exercise was a big, big part of that. So that just goes to show that just being able to do things makes it feel so much better. For me personally, I like to start off every day going to the gym. So before work, before uni, whatever I have on that day, if I start the day by going to the gym, that day feels 10 times. It just feels so much better because I'm starting off with something that I know is lifting my mood, and it works wonders for me. And I would highly suggest you try that yourself just by doing, a little bit of exercise in the morning. It does a world of wonders, in my opinion. On top of that, just a bit of extra support to show why exercise is so good. There have been studies done that have shown that for people that are suffering major depressive disorder, so an actual diagnosed disorder, their depression improved better when they did exercise over just taking medication. Now that's for some studies. Some studies did show that, but it just goes to show the importance of doing exercise in helping your mental health, your depression, stuff like that. Another tip that I can give you that will help your mental health is sleep, getting good quality sleep. Now, once again, sounds cliche, but it's something that we really don't focus on, especially in our current climate of society, because what happens is we're so trained to just go, 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 go. And sleep ends up after work, family commitments, any other commitments you have in your day, sleep ends up falling at the bottom of that. And it's just, I'll get as much as I can and I'll work with that. And as much as that can work for a certain amount of time and you can live with it, it's not the best for your physical and mental health. And because today we're talking about mental health, you'll notice that what happens is as much as you can operate with lower levels of sleep, you're not going to be the best person for your family. You're not going to be the best person for your friends, for the people you are working for, things like that. You're just not going to be the best person because your mood is going to be so much lowered. I want you to think about a time where you got an amazing amount of sleep. Like you woke up thinking like, yeah, that was that was quality. I woke up, had a good sleep, kind of woke up by yourself rather than waking up by an alarm. That is how you can feel every single day if you're prioritizing your sleep. I want you to think about that. Instead of, trying to stretch out as much sleep as you can get in the morning, imagine you're getting to bed early to the point where you wake up by yourself in the morning half hour earlier than you need to, and you feel amazing. That's good quality sleep. And that's the kind of thing that you want to aim for so that you can positively impact your mental health. And my final tip for you, it's going to be a bit of a shorter video, but my final tip for you is social. You having friends, having family, people that you can connect with and talk to. Humans, once again, it's going to sound cliche, but humans are social creatures, right? Humans need connection with people, and being able to have that connection with others does wonders for your mental health. And that's because if you are always alone, you start to feel isolated. And like, if you were to think back to your like ancestral brain, your your primate brain, if you're alone, that's dangerous. That can be bad for you. But having the connection around you makes you feel safe. It makes you feel comfortable. It makes you feel happy. Even little things of just having a laugh once every week with some friends, or having connection with good connections with your family. I want you to think about a time where you've spent some time with friends or family, and after you went home, you just felt like elated. You felt good. You felt on a high note. That's what you can feel when you prioritize having social connections, right? And if you don't think that you have the people in your life to be really social with, then that's something that you can work on, and that's something you should work on, in my opinion. And you should find the people to do that with, or have a social connection with. So my advice to you then would be, think of something that you really enjoy doing. Maybe it's playing a sport, maybe it's doing an activity, whatever it is. Once you've got that in your head, then I want you to go to a club or a meetup or whatever that does that thing. So let's pretend that, for example, pickleball is like a craze right now in Australia. I don't know if it's other places, but craze right now. If you enjoy doing that, go to a pickleball club and make some friends through that. And then you can spend time with friends that enjoy the same thing as you, so that you can, it's like a double benefit. You get to talk to people and enjoy an activity that you love, but you also get to spend time with people that you have shared interest with. So yeah, I would really highly suggest that. But overall, out of all those things, exercise, sleep, social, you need to focus on those things, because you know yourself that once you have one of those things dialed in, or one day you do some exercise and you feel good. Maybe you're not someone that does, so maybe you're someone that doesn't do exercise as much, but a day that you had to, walk an extra 2 kilometers in total that day, you feel a bit better. That should be proof in itself to you how good exercise is. Or maybe you're someone that doesn't really care or to prioritize their sleep and whatnot, but one day on a weekend, you have no commitments, so you just go and you just do it, and then it's like, oh wow, like that felt good, sleeping that much, it felt good. And same thing with having social connections and having friends. It does wonders for you. Anyway, I want to leave you with that. I want you to try those by yourself. If you feel like you want the extra help, the extra support with that, what I'm going to suggest is you go into the description, you find my Instagram or my TikTok, follow me on it, send me a message. Send me a message asking if you can book a one-on-one call with me, and I would love to have a one-on-one, half-hour call with you, helping you dial in these things just for free. It's something that I really want to do, and I want to be able to give back and help people directly. So yeah, if you want that, please do that. Other than that, I'll get you to check up here for my last video, which touches on friendships in general, and how to kind of figure out who the right friends are, how to audit your friend group, that kind of stuff, to make sure that it's doing the best for you and you've got the best friends. But yeah, other than that, I hope this helped one person. I would really highly suggest you just try the 3 things that I've spoken about today. As like I said, they've helped me, and I'm sure that they're going to help, at least one of them will help you just feel a little bit, higher mood, a little bit happier throughout the day. So yeah, give that a go. And other than that, I'll see you in the next video.